Hello classmates, Paul Moak and Gene Moak here. We want to give you an update today on the status of our reunion. Next week, the first full week in April, we're going to send out an email, and in that email will be a document that's 2 pages. One page is going to be a schedule of events, looks something like this, that will give you all the who, what, when, where, how, and why about the reunion weekend. And the other page is going to be an actual registration form where you can make your decision if you're going to come and fill that out and send it to us. Today, this video, I'm going to walk through the plans for the weekend, and that, along with what we send next week, hopefully will give you enough information to make whatever decision you need to make. Certainly you can call or email if you got more questions. Since Gene and I began this journey last summer, we've asked a lot of people, what do you look for in a reunion? What did you like about a reunion? What did you not like about a reunion? And even if you Google those questions, the answers pretty much all come back the same, because they say what people look for in a reunion is an opportunity to reconnect with people they haven't seen in a long time. So with that thought in mind, we've kind of centered and built the whole weekend around that concept of giving opportunity to see people that, in our case, many of us haven't seen in 50 years, a half century. We'll start on Friday night at 6:30, June the 9th, at the home of Johnny and Peggy Hood Lewis on Eastover Drive. The address is in the schedule that we'll give you next week. Peggy and Johnny have had many large gatherings at their homes over the years with civic and charity organizations, other groups, and I'm just so excited that she's been so willing to open her home and allow us and invite us to come and spend the evening with her. It's going to start at 6:30. The dress is summer casual. I don't know really what that means, but no coats and ties. I can tell you that we'll be inside and outside. It's a full moon that June the 9th. She has a lovely pool and pool house in the back. I'm sure people will want to gather around it as well as inside. So wear something that's comfortable, that you feel good about. The people in the Jackson area may recognize the name Ingrid Taylor. She's a fairly well-known caterer in our market, and Peggy's about worked out the details with her to provide the food. I asked Peggy, what time do you want me to put on the schedule for the party to end? She said, don't put a time. Let them stay as long as they want. So Peggy and Johnny are opening their home. It starts at 6:30. We're calling it a time to reconnect and to reacquaint. And so I want you to think about visiting with people as you come there on Friday night and have plenty of opportunity to gather around and see different folks. We'll continue on Saturday night, again at 6:30, the same time that we were on Friday night. You don't have to remember a different time. We'll be at the River Hills Club. It's the same place it was when we were in high school, the corner of Ridgewood Road and Lakeland Drive. The dress on Saturday night is dressy casual. Again, whatever you want to wear, just don't wear a coat and tie. We'll start at 6:30. The first 45 minutes or so will kind of be a continuation of Friday night, a reception with hors d'oeuvres, a cash bar. You can continue to visit, and then somewhere around 7:15, we'll go into the dining room and you can find a place to be seated, and we'll have a seated meal and a program. Dale Hubbard, the president of the student body at Murrah in 1967, has agreed to be our master of ceremonies, and we're lining up several different classmates to share with you some remembrances from our years together back in those days many years ago. Around 8:15 or 8:30, we anticipate the meal and the program to be concluded, and we will start with music. If you're not into music, there's plenty of other rooms in River Hills where you can kind of distance yourself from the music, but I suspect many of you will want to enjoy the music. We have a special guest and a DJ named William Griffith. He's from here in Jackson. I suspect many of the Jackson people know him. He's a little younger than us, not much. He's in the oil business, what he does for a living, but he loves music, and he's been doing this for a long time. He's done big fraternity parties at Ole Miss. He's done wedding receptions and everything in between. He was the DJ that the class of Murrah High School in 1966 used last year at their reunion, and there was very strong feedback, positive recommendations. They stayed till after midnight with what he was doing there with the music. So he will be our DJ, and I can tell you, just to tease you a little bit, a little later on there's going to be some more special music. So we'll talk more about that at another time. Sunday morning, we're calling a time to remember, and it will start at 9 o'clock. And again, it's just simply come as you are. Some of you may be traveling that day back to your home. Others may want to go to their own church later on. So you wear whatever fits your style for that day. 9 o'clock, a time to remember. David Buck, the president of our senior class at Murrah in 1967, basketball player, great student, but he is also an Episcopal priest. He's in Davidson, North Carolina, and he will be heading up a group that will lead a time of remembrance where we focus on our departed classmates. We think there's about 60 of those that we've identified. There, unfortunately, are probably some more that we don't know about, but we'll do our best to have everyone identified, and at that time we'll celebrate their memory. Charles Ashley, Chuck Ashley as he goes by now, lives in Montgomery, Alabama since he retired from the Air Force 20 years or so ago. He is on the staff at First Baptist Church, Montgomery, Alabama, and he'll be working with David. Some of you remember Bob Lewis, particularly the Boyd and Chastain group, because he went through those two schools together with us, and then the 10th grade at Murrah before his family moved to Alabama. And he is a retired minister, and he too will be working with David and Chuck on that service time that we'll have together remembering people on Sunday, 9 o'clock. The location on Sunday is special. It's the William B. Murrah High School Auditorium. Dale Hubbard has been working behind the scenes with Jackson Public Schools and has gotten permission from them for us to have access to the auditorium that Sunday morning. So it's the same place it was when we were there all those years ago. You go in the main entrance. You recall across the corridor was the trophy case. It's still there. It's full of trophies. They're not ours anymore. But if you turn to the right, those are the doors that go into the auditorium, and that's where we'll begin at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning with a celebration of a time to remember. Every classmate that comes will receive a reunion edition of the Hoofbeat and Thunderbolt. Gene Hendershot Kopenbacher has been working on that since last fall, and they're pretty close to taking it to the printer as we speak to begin getting it laid out and proofing and all those kinds of things, so it'll be ready in time for the reunion. We've had a number of people from Callaway involved with that locally. Ricky Gray and Gray Wiggers have worked with Callaway people in helping get articles. Tom Dupree, who is an editor by avocation, lives in New York City, and he helped lay out the types of articles for the Callaway folks and has been instrumental as well. So there's probably 30 people that have been working on this Hoofbeat Thunderbolt in various capacities now for a period of time. But Gene's pulling it all together. It's going to the printer, and every one classmate that comes will receive one. If you can't come to the reunion and you want a Hoofbeat, just take this registration form and say, sorry, I can't make it, but I want a Hoofbeat Thunderbolt. Give me your name and address and send a check for $10, and we'll mail you one once we get them after the reunion. For those that are coming to the reunion, the price is $100 per person for the weekend. So just fill this form out with your name. It asks for your last name in high school, and if you have a current different last name, to give us that. That's really referring to just the people that have been part of our class of 67. If your spouse is coming, we don't need to know their name in high school. We just need to know what name they want on their name tag. Jane Hendricks is doing the name tags. She did them for the 60th birthday. The sooner we get all this information back of people that are coming, the sooner she can do her work as opposed to waiting to the last minute. So help us out. Respond. Let us know you're coming so that we can have an efficient use of our time between now and the reunion. Videos, I think this is the 32nd video we've sent out. People say they really like them. If somebody misses one, I get all these emails and phone calls, where's my video? We have a video for next Friday. It's a short one, but I think it'll be one you'll enjoy. But I don't have any after that. So I need some help. If you want to continue seeing the videos, reach out to me and say you'll do one, or send me one, or ask me to come help you do it. They're not hard. They're easy. I think everybody that's done one probably was a little apprehensive at first, but I think all of them to a person would tell you they, once it was over, they enjoyed it, they were glad they did it, and you will too. So we're excited about what's going to happen in a couple of months, the reunion weekend. Thank you from behalf of Gene and I for letting us be involved with this. and we look forward to seeing you.